Jackson. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clue, the motherfucking down for another episode of Black Law Music Podcast. And this one here is special. As y'all been seeing me promote, I'm really excited about this one. I have a couple really dope individuals in here to talk about our top 5 choices of our top 5 albums for 2021 this far. And I know, of course, everybody's like, yeah, it's only September, but there's been some heat that's been dropping. I've been seeing some controversial topics been had, and I was like, you know what? I want to get some good people in here to talk about this. So without further being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce or bring in everybody into the room. Yo, what's good, y'all?
You.
What's going on?
What's the deal?
Hey.
Yo, appreciate y'all coming in. Like this conversation is gonna be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and just hop right into that shit, man. So who wants to go first? Who wants to drop
Ron, you said.
I mean, hey, look. I got. Man, listen. I can be the one to jump off. So first off, this was tough because there was a lot of heat that dropped this year. First and foremost, a lot of artists from a bunch of different, the different subgenres of rap, hip hop, whatever we want to call it, right? But the thing is, as I was going through it, I was blasting like 30 plus albums this year. So it was trying to narrow this list down was tough. So what I boiled it down to was saying that my top 5 would be the 5 that I felt like got the most playtime up to this point, right? But I did want to give some honorable mentions first. And the reason I wanted to give my honorable mentions first is so everybody knows that.
You trying to play it safe.
No, I wanted to get my honorable mentions. Because even some of my honorable mentions I know other people might not necessarily listen to. So I'm gonna lead off with and this one might get me shot when I go outside, but King Disease 2, honorable mention. Talib Kweli's Gotham, that was an honorable mention. Jim Jones and Harry Fraud dropped the Fraud Department. That was an honorable mention. Benny the Butcher dropped 2 albums this year. Conway dropped 1 this year. All honorable mentions. I mean, hell, the Horsemen dropped the album this year, and that jump was tough.
I didn't even know that.
But, like it's crazy. But my top 5 right now, starting off, is gonna be Ransom, the 7 album. The thing that got me with this album, one, Ransom, the way that he constructs his bars is completely crazy. Production was amazing. The whole album itself was a play on the 7 Deadly Sins. It was amazing. Each song was titled as such. So that was one of the first ones that got me. And then I got to slide to RJ Payne when he dropped Leatherface 3.
Yeah, man. I was listening to that song with him and Ransom too. That was
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but the fact that he titled it Leatherface, and Leatherface was crazy if you remember from the movies. So, but that's the way he brought the bars out, RJ Payne, and I feel like RJ is probably one of the most underrated at this point in time, and a lot of people still hadn't got hip to him yet. But Shady even called him out and said, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the GOATs." I'm gonna have to.
In sense, like lyrical or just
storytelling, even.
Yeah, like his ability to tell stories is crazy.
His approach, he don't give a fuck.
Like, 100%. He will say he the GOAT, and his bars that come afterwards will be able to back it.
Sophisticated ignorance.
Completely. So dialing in to number 3, I'm gonna have to go with that Bo Jackson by Boldy James. And with this one, I just felt like it was really grungy. I think the production was solid. I mean, for God's sakes, he had Alchemist on there.
Easy call.
Yeah, Alchemist did the production. And I had never even heard of Boldy James up until this. My homeboy hit me up with like, "Yo, you gotta check this one out." Listen to it.
Yeah.
Kept listening to it. That was the end of the story. Running up in number 4 right now, I'm gonna have to say that Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. That got some playtime.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. I have to take that off my list then.
Oh no!
You don't got to take it off.
Nah, I'm keeping that shit on my list. Hell no, that should be that nigga should be on everybody's shit.
Yeah, I agree. I think he totally did something different than all his other albums.
I knew he was going to, but I just never knew it was going to be that good.
But even the story constructed from the first to the end of it, like it was crazy. And I remember riding through Baltimore, listening to this John, like, man, let me go home.
Put you in your feels. You got to sit down and listen to that album.
Yeah,
he's honest, yo.
You know the thing with Tyler is completely outside the box with his rhyme style, with the you know what I'm saying, with the cadence, with his beat selection. I mean, even the samples be off the chain.
Yeah.
So my number 5, y'all, is gonna have to be The Narrative, Mickey Fax, Knots, and Blue. So what's funny with this one is that I only knew who Mickey Fax was in the first place because Royce 5'9" called him out on the album when Joe Budden got punched in the face by Raekwon, and Mickey Fax was on standby.
Yeah, Mickey's nasty.
Some years back. But the thing was, I had never heard Mickey Fax spit. And I was following the beef that was going on between Royce 5'9" and Lupe, trying to keep up with everything that was going on. And then Mickey Fax, it was crazy, super crazy. But Mickey Fax dropped Rafe, and that was my first time ever hearing him rhyme. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. So I started going back through all of his stuff, listening to it.
He's nasty.
And then the thing I like about The Narrative is the way that it was constructed overall. I mean, the samples, Knots did his thing on there. Blue always brings the bars. From what I've heard so far, Mickey always brings the bars. But I like the ability that they displayed to tell stories on this particular album. So it was tough. Well, that's my top 5.
This all albums or is just rap?
I think I did all albums. I did a mix.
Oh, okay, for sure.
I did a mix.
All right.
It's funny because I didn't put no rap in none of mine.
None.
Nah, I gotta redo my list. I ain't got no.
I mean, I have some, like he said, under the hip hop umbrella. You know, where you talk about like reggae or any of those kind of things. But yeah, I think a lot of R&B albums globally came out, and I've been playing them. Like I was telling you earlier, 2020 and 2021 being so close together. Some of these albums dropped in 2020, but I've been listening to them.
They carried over.
Right.
I've been listening to them really hard. That's what my honorable mentions were basically albums that released
from 2020. Same.
And they sound different outside.
Yeah,
you know, yes, right.
Like
some of the songs been hitting. Some of them was not hitting.
I think like Sonic is about to make the whole disco scene just pop right back off. Come on, like even the people that are loving the music is different now. You know, like
that's valid. That's a valid point.
Like people that hear Skate and hear Leave My Door Open, you think that's the same people, but it's two different vibes, two different people groups, and that means that everybody's gonna want to listen to that album. I'm excited about that album. For facts. But to piggyback off of what I was saying earlier, my honorable mentions that I've been listening to hard in 2020 was D Smoke, Black Habits. I was excited when he came out. I was excited to just listen to what he would come up with, the production. I feel like it was very much so a great quote unquote first album to actually come out and just kind of display his real talents. And I don't know how people not listening to that. I see that people ain't listening to that. It's crazy because we want Kendrick back, right? But we have somebody, it's a whole different flow, you know, with the Spanish and stuff like that. But at the same time, he definitely have a powerful intellectual knowledge message that gets across throughout his whole entire album, throughout the stories that he tells. And I think that's what made me have that as an honorable mention.
You heard that Rapture joint by him?
Yeah.
That shit hard.
Them is singles though. We
Yeah, I
can't
know
talk
that
about
shit
them.
hard though. We gotta go ahead.
The singles.
Listen to that though. Listen to
He
that. That
said
shit hard.
albums, right?
Yeah, question for
Yeah,
you.
I'm just want
Top
somebody to listen to that.
top 5 singles. That's a whole nother
Yeah,
conversation.
that's a whole
That's a
different
whole nother
conversation.
conversation.
Listen
Hey,
to
Jay,
that.
question for you on that though. So you said, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but you were like that. But we want Kendrick back, but they're not trying to hear D Smoke. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because like some people feel like they're the same and they don't want to hear the difference. Does that make sense? Like a lot of people did that even when J. Cole first came out. His comparisons and how he was, but the more stories he told and the more people realized, no, this is his story. This ain't no ghostwriter. This is him writing. This is his talent. Then the love for J. Cole was appreciated. And I feel like D Smoke will have to go through the same thing because of the fact that intellectual rap seems to be like, we want you to rap about certain things, and it's easier to rap about those certain things even. But that's like Toby right now. He's blowing up because of the intellectual rap, but his style is so different
100%.
and so like chanty that people are like, oh, you can do this with intellectual rap. And so I think like it's just opening doors for more people like that, being the fact that he even won the competition and everything like that. So it's powerful. Yeah. I hope people start listening to him more though.
I think they more sleep on him because their climb was a little different. I think niggas kind of lost a little respect for it because it was like a Netflix win.
Oh,
and with Kendrick, you kind of saw like you saw this hood little nigga like grow up into, you know what I mean, to what he was. With D Smoke, you kind of more so saw the nigga teaching the class, you know what I mean?
But his brother is Sir. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like this is a music industry family.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mama go crazy.
I'm like, you should be listening. That's like if a Michael Jackson family member came out with a solo album, you would be listening. I mean, that's the reason why we all listen to Janet, right?
Right.
Like she sounded similar to him for a long time. You know, her song was different, more on the female side, but at the end of the day, that's why we listen to.
That's good. That's because Joe Jackson was back there swinging that whip.
No lie. I mean, I think he'll get more shine now. The world opens, so he's gonna tour more. I think that was an issue for D Smoke. He didn't get to tour a lot of what he did because the world shut down.
And I'm still bumping that album. That thing go hard.
Oh yeah, he go crazy.
Was one of mine. So I listen to Little Sims. She's kind of from.
To who?
Okay, Little Sims.
Okay.
She's a little short, little female rapper. But she does like different styles of Jamaican beats and everything like that. She released an album called Sometime I Might Be an Introvert. I think the storylining and her hype being controlled is the word I want to use, because the first couple of songs and albums that she actually produced, she was so hype, and you can hear it in the song. I don't know about everybody else, but somebody screaming in songs kind of sounds weird sometimes. Like, I know you want me to get crunk, but that ain't the way, gotta have a 5 beat, something like that. And I think that this album definitely shows her artistry all the way across. Another one was Division and Ty Dolla $ign. I know I mentioned this, people doing these collab albums together is crazy, like even Chris Brown did a collab album. And I think like at first I was not going to listen to it at all. I wasn't going to bump it. Because I like Ty Dolla $ign, but I like Division. I just didn't think
how that was going to gel.
Yeah. And then when I started to hear it, it definitely sounds like it was controlled. Like, okay, here's the style that we're going to implement for the entire album. And it sounds like a whole story. Like, oh yeah, we met this girl in the club. We like this girl in the club. We did this, this, and this. She ain't vibing. Maybe we should move on. Maybe we should go to here. And, it's just definitely a story. And that was Cheers to the Best Memories. It's kind of like, it's kind of like one of those slow albums you can listen to that kind of could put you in the mood, I guess. That's a good way to say that. Write that down.
We don't like those albums. Right.
Yeah. Don't we all? I mean, because there's not a lot of R&B anymore that was not crazy nasty is the word I want to say. Like, it feels like they be reaching sometimes when they want to talk about sex. And I'm like, you could talk about it a little bit differently.
Be smooth, a little more smooth than that.
And I feel like this album is definitely that. I think Ty Dolla $ign is actually singing in some of these things. Sing rap. He not rapping a lot, so I think that also brings a different dynamic into himself as well. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to produce songs and albums like that later. Another one, this Genevieve she has this new album, Division, and this is like an R&B again. I really like this because I have been listening and bumping Baby Powder, and I thought that was going to be the only song that I would like to have like 6-7 songs in a row. Just definitely gave me a great vibe. Something I could drive to for hours.
That's needed.
Yeah.
That's needed.
Especially during these times, I need something I could just clear my mind and not have to really think.
Right.
And I think that was one of my favorite things. And the last album that I'll talk about is Sinead Harnett. That's my girl. UK. I love her.
Oh, I know who that is. That's it. If you let me, if you just let me.
Well, it's Ready Always Too Late, but she does sing that song. And so for me, like, this ain't her best album. Don't get me wrong. I feel like she had to control who she was producing with. During this pandemic, we see, how the pandemic affects us. But from an artistry standpoint, I wonder if they had to deal with different engineers and people because of the pandemic not being able to reach out to them. And so I feel like, with that being said, when I hear it, I see like the different levels. Some of the songs is like, oh, that might have sounded better if this person sang it, but I like the song, and I can play it and listen to it. And I think that's one of the reasons, the diversity of that album too, is one of the reasons why I like it and I bump it. So again, I'm a big R&B head. And so my last honorable mention was Durand, Bernard's, which is a play on his name. 2020 album, I have listened to that through and through. This man has a powerful voice. He's amazing. He's funny. You can hear it in some of his songs how silly and hilarious he is lyrically as well. Not only the range that he has. And so, yeah, those albums, like I said, merged from 2020 to 2021. And I'm definitely so excited about what's coming up between September and December. They talking all this stuff, trying to see.
You're right. There's a bunch more coming out too.
I'm trying to figure out who gonna rap. Like some of these albums it's just been good
they ain't been rapping.
Yeah.
If I could just mention real quick to answer your question, who gonna rap? I'm gonna have to go with Kid Vicious, because he come in trying to avenge his brother after he called that L from Mickey Fax. So
he's like, I gotta spit now.
Right.
Yeah. But like Preston, like you said, like people, like we see the chatter about Drake and Kanye. And I was telling people, they had no punchlines. No punchline through the whole album. I have never heard. Like, I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah, that rhyme. Okay.
Those albums are not nowhere near top 5 for nothing.
Thank you for being the one to jump on that.
I think Drake had a few,
but I'm right behind you.
Little bars, but I think Drake really played it safe with this album. Like, it's the same
but
Drake.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier about dealing with different engineers and dealing with different soundtrack people, right? Because if you listen to it, like, you hear it and you like, this could have been fire. Like, who are you missing in the room?
You know what Drake gonna say? Drake gonna say he too sexy for that.
Whatever.
Couple 6 God chants in the back. He gonna say Drizzy a couple times, but
I mean,
I
definitely
agree.
Bunker down mentality, like everybody's just like bunkering down, like the Cold War or some shit, and they just waiting until that missile goes off to see where the fuck it's gonna land. And it's like, so it's like now they just like, you know, they waiting and shit. So it's like, even with Drake supposedly dropping this Kanye disc and he mentions his name like once, but he doesn't really say anything that good.
He don't even say
It's
Kanye. He
but
says,
he says
"Yay."
but the
Like,
difference,
we could have interpreted that as anything.
the difference though at the level that Kanye's at versus Drake. So from a musical perspective, like Drake may sell more albums, but Yeezy's cult following is way thicker than Drake's is by a long shot.
Yeah,
like Yeezy got people throwing themselves off of buildings. I'm using that metaphorically, but he got people throwing it just because, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what he's.
Drake hasn't tried to tap into that potential.
He is trying, but I think he has it. But
I
it's
don't
just
disagree
like
with you
not
at
with
all.
this album. If he would have had, like I said, those punchlines, those things I could repeat, you know, a couple of times that stuck.
Drake gonna do it. Drake gonna play everything to a stream. Every song is gonna be played to a stream. He never gonna give you a straight rap album. He never gonna give you a straight R&B album. These are things like that separate like his real classics. I think Nothing Was the Same and like Take Care, or is his the ones we consider real classics. You know what I mean? But
even with
he gonna
those,
play the streaming game. He gonna play the streaming game.
Even with those, now I agree with you. I definitely think he's gonna play the streaming game. Which I mean, I was just looking, he was already beating the other one. But this is the thing though. That album dropped. We ain't had no singles. Not a single one.
Nope.
I feel like this was unfinished, and I feel like it was rushed. It was a rush to who was going to get it out first, and who was going to have the best diss, and who was going to have the most whatever. So I feel like something wasn't right. So when you say like, oh, you know, who wasn't in the room, I feel that. I feel like some shit was put out, and it shouldn't have been. And somebody was like, wait, hold on, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna do it, and it just didn't go how he thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, even Kanye's album is a story to his current life. You know, like you know how many times he talked about God and Lord. I mean, like every song. So it's not like he changed. You know, his life had already changed. You know, he already produced a gospel album, and then you know you listen to it, you hear more choir tones, you hear more organs now. It's like it's a testament to where he's at. At the same time, it's like
one of my brothers
cadences at.
One of my brothers referred to Kanye's album as a non-church album, and I laughed so hard. But I was like, it's valid. But at the same time, I was only there for the J Electronica verse. So
I mean, that Jay-Z verse went hard.
Now,
he went crazy on that. Yeah.
Now I'll say this because this is one thing. One thing with me and Kanye is like, so whenever Kanye drops something, I always listen to it. I've been following Kanye since before he got signed to the Rock, back when he was just producing and all that good stuff.
You know how many beats he got. If he still got his mama on the album, that means he's recorded her over years.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, he's always gonna get a listen.
All right, I'm gonna say my joints. Mine's crossed over a little bit, so I'm gonna say my 2020s because I just feel like they should be mentioned. I'm gonna get you my 2021s, but my my honorable mention, Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo.
Absolutely.
That album was crazy.
Absolutely.
Conway, From King to a God. I
Absolutely.
Was hard. Ty's album he dropped last year. I forgot the name what it was called. Went crazy. We wasn't outside, so it didn't go as crazy as it could have, but you know, I had the surround sound going crazy in the house, so it sounded nice. You know what I mean? Drink a little red wine or something, you know what I mean? Be my own little mode. But my favorite album.
Red wine, I hope.
Yeah, it gotta make your heart pump good, you know what I mean? But my favorite albums this year, Her's album was my favorite album overall this year.
I like it.
Yeah, the first part of the album, she was rappy. You know what I mean? She got in her rap bag, you know what I mean? Jumped on the song with Lil Baby and kind of gave him a couple little bars on. You know what I mean?
You think she wrote them?
Yeah, she's a writer.
No, but that's different. That's different.
I mean, I don't know. She's a writer. I don't know. She could not have. I mean, but when she was in her R&B bag, she used to say some shit. If you sped it up on her trap beat, that should have been some rap shit. You know what I mean? So her, the first part of the album, she's rappy. Second part, she got in her bag. You know what I mean? Got in her emotions. I thought that was hard. She she really tapped into her storytelling. I felt like the album was really cohesive. Like I didn't skip anything. Like it flowed through really nice. My second is Tyler. I feel like Tyler, he combined it, Eeyore and Flower Boy. One
That's
was a
valid.
That's a
little
good
more,
comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
was a
valid.
little
That's a good
more,
one.
one was a little more rappy, Flower, and the other one was just like sonically. And I think this album, he just kind of like, all right, since y'all say this and that, he just kind of combined it. I think like this album's like bar now, like.
I think he's one of the rappers that take good feedback and
Yeah, he takes it like
Yep.
his chords, like how everything, like the emotion he gave in the track, like you could tell he been in his like kind of R&B bag from back then, because there are some songs that kind of like you could hear the sample, like, and it took you back to that back then feel like R&B music or something, like how he was storytelling, like the beat switches, having DJ drama, you know what I mean, on some of them, like. You know what I mean? Like it was real. He had a real nostalgic, but still like a current feel to his music, and I thought that was really dope. His drums were like, you know what I mean? Like they felt real, and felt like they were programmed. Felt like, you know what I mean? He might have had somebody in there going crazy with it.
Shoot, it could have been him.
Yeah, it could have. No, Tyler is really underrated as a
Have you seen
producer.
this documentary?
People need to put respect on his.
He's great.
His production
Live,
is
everything.
insane. His production is
his
crazy.
production is crazy. Like even his ear for the sound for samples. You can tell he grew up in the 90s.
I mean that's why
with that
everybody
playing
was
in the background.
gang with their group, right? Wolf.
He didn't play it safe. Yeah, he didn't play it safe. I like Tyler doesn't play it safe. He just go. Like, you know what I mean? And if you fuck with it, you gonna fuck with it. You gonna say some shit that's way left to certain people. But if you understand Tyler's character, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the people he's around, like, and you just have your eclectic mind and you understand what he like kind of convey. Who else? I like Nas. I feel like the first half was kind of Nas like just kind of connecting with people, saying that, you know what I mean, with the new generation. And after that was real like nigga Nas from back then. Yeah, he wasn't lyrically like the Nas, but he's so grown in what he say now that it like you can say if you can say it with confidence, with a flow, it don't even matter. Like you don't gotta be super lyrical, miracle. Like everything Nas is saying is real. Like that Moments track was real deep. You know what I mean? Like that was a moment when he got Lauryn Hill. You know what I mean? To come out
he got
like
Lauryn Hill and Eminem on the same album. For me, that was like you killed it.
To come out going though, not like stutter stepping, come out going like probably one of the verses of the year. Like, you know what I mean? Like y'all complaining about my lateness. Well, you know what I mean? I'm trying to save souls. You know what I mean? She said something like that. Something along those lines.
About my lateness.
Yeah, like and she only would have did that for Nas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think Nas. I put Isaiah Rashad. I liked his album.
I'm glad he changed up. I'm glad he finally did it himself. Like he was finally.
I feel like his music. I don't smoke weed, but I feel like that's what the album was. It felt like everything was vibey. Like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't really rapping, but I just like the sound was different. It was. It wasn't like everybody else's. It was something different. Like the drums, some of them were offbeat. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of the snares, like it was just a vibey album. It was different. It was something refreshing to hear from him because, you know, niggas ain't heard from him like 5 years, and he come back, which is like the TDE
Do we
thing.
minus the pandemic? Because I mean, like 2019, 2020 was pretty much ruined.
That's right.
I mean, so 4 years. I mean, he would have been gone 4 years, right?
Yeah.
He was gone for a long time.
Okay,
he was gone
3 to 4 years.
He ain't give us a feature. That nigga didn't give us nothing.
I mean, sound like Kendrick. Kendrick just gave us a feature and
there's
killed
a whole bunch of controversial tweets about Kendrick.
Yeah,
man, listen.
Well, I mean, no, because Kendrick was like he was on that. He did a feature with Busta Rhymes on his album last year too.
That is true.
Yeah, but he wrote a Black Panther soundtrack.
But that wasn't a single.
That's valid.
That's valid. Like a lot of other. He trying to get his label cracking. You know what I mean? He like. I mean, every time he dropped, he don't disappoint. Yeah, I didn't like Busta's album like that. Nah.
I think I wanted something. I think I had too much expectation, and it didn't reach.
It wasn't sonically there. Like, and then like Busta wasn't rapping the best either. Like, he wasn't like, I don't know. he was saying a lot of shit that just didn't make sense. Like he can rap about real life shit, but then when he go into this like I'm a hypocrite, like, and it's like, nigga, what are you talking about right now? Like, you know
He
what I'm
just
saying?
missed a lot of people in the room.
Yeah, and he looked
That's
really.
why
It
people
looked
tell us
bad when he
something
did it against Kendrick, because Kendrick came out like, all right, boom, 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 and then Busta went after that, and I was like, nah,
But
you probably
Kendrick
should have.
used to out rapping people on their tracks, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why some people like Eminem be like, "You gonna rap in my room? I need
yeah,
to hear
nigga.
what
I
you
need
got
to
to say."
see. I need to
Y'all be damn.
He about to
A
sit me
homie put
up.
the hourglass at the time coming down. Like, you not leaving this room to get no
Yeah,
type of inspiration.
M
Like,
is one of those people that I wish I could just watch his whole process like live.
yeah.
Can
That's
Him and
hard,
Dr.
bro.
Dre together live might
Oh,
be
you already know that's
crazy.
because Dre is real anal about sound, and like he ain't gonna put it out if it don't. They said he was looking for a hi hat for 2 months. He would not put out a track until he found the hi hat lights.
right.
Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like that's great though. That's that great level shit. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I didn't want to put this, but I put Cole's just because he was the only album that raps. So I was trying to give a more versatile list. I feel
Yeah.
like he was the only like when and like rap, like there's titans, like you know what I'm saying? Like you wait for Drake to drop, you wait all the other people come after, and like I think Tyler is after this album will climb into a thing where like because Tyler needs more respect on his name. Like
They do.
Tyler's
In which
album should have.
community are we talking about? He needs more respect in, because in a couple of communities, he gets the job done.
Yeah, no, it's always our culture that kind of like puts this like if this is good, then we feel like that we got to put it against this, and it's like no, just let it be great in its
Let it be
own
great
lane.
by
Like you know
itself.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just like his Eeyore album last year. That wasn't a rap album. That was an alternative music album, but they put it in rap. Like you know what I mean? Like that's not. I
Just
was
because you're a rap
completely
Yeah,
artist. Isn't it crazy that
yeah,
they
only
put
do
it
that
under
because
the
yeah.
you're an
genre based
artist?
off of the artist. Yeah, they put it
Yeah.
under the genre based off of
And
the artist.
probably because you would put that against that alternative, he would have bodied that. Like you know what I mean? And that's like another. Like, you know what I'm
Took over the
saying?
whole genre.
And I think in rap, you just wait for the rapidy rappers. Like you expect, like we Drake didn't give us what he wanted, but we was waiting for Drake to drop. We was waiting for Ye to drop. Like Ye did something sonically that you can go back to. Ye always does that, and that's the thing. What makes Kanye great is that all his albums sound completely different. They're all a different message. They're all like a testament to where he's at in his life.
A different person.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Cole, I think he
Wherever
just
he
came out and
is, that's
said,
what you get.
Cole just came out and just said, I can rap better than everybody. That's what I felt like the album was. Like, he just came out like, I'm a rap. Like, it wasn't nothing too
My
And I mean, he
special.
had bars on
Hey,
that
but
on
he
that album too. So
Yeah.
he brought it.
and
He definitely
And,
brought it. That's for
and
sure.
he produced a lot of his own stuff too. Like, so, you know what I mean?
And
Giving
people don't
credit
you
to
think
that.
he
understand
had to
post
do that during
production.
these times? Because that's what another thing. A lot of people have
Nah.
been getting into their production bag and
Yeah.
at home productions and
Well, he's always been a producer.
Trust me,
I
I
think
think
you know what you like to rap to.
Scared,
Like, so if
scared,
you can
scared
make
to go
it,
outside. Thinking you're gonna breathe COVID in. What else you got to
yeah.
do? You
Yeah,
got to
right
stay.
here.
that's,
Make these beats.
That's why I feel like
So even with
it
that,
works for people like Tyler. Like Tyler can be locked in a pandemic because the nigga just gonna be behind the keyboard going crazy anyway. Like you know what I mean? Like people with
like,
that artistry can do that.
Yeah.
and that's one of those things. That's one of those things. Like I'm big into production. Like I study the artistry of the individuals that are making it themselves. You know what I'm saying? But overall, just overall as a collective, I think one thing that we as listeners, fans, all of that, we got to be able to do is not necessarily get caught up on what an individual used to sound like and be able to respect whatever it is that they sound like now. Because I think
I think it's hard when that shit is weak. Like if like
I don't
Drake,
disagree. I don't disagree with you at all.
I think I think what it is single selection. Does that make sense? Because you ever get that album and you listen through and you be like, why you didn't release this over that song?
Yeah, because
this
I mean you got to think about
banger.
it as individuals who are doing pretty much full-time recording. That's what they do. That's their job. You know, for the most part, for the amount of songs that they record, it's like, well, why didn't you choose something else versus this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it's just what they preference. Some people just like Nas had this bad thing where he had trash beats. But that was something Nas liked. He's like, I like this beat, so I'm gonna drop it on my album. I'm sure like a couple people was like, nah, I think you should choose this. He's like, nah, nigga, I'm Nas. is going on the album.
Nah, say I'm Escobar. This is my album.
Hey yo, so real quick,
All
we got
right.
somebody from the comments, and before you go, I'm gonna let you go real quick. I know you had the best album. I know you just won the award, but real quick, Beyonce. All right, so real quick for the comments, I have a top 5. He said La McQueen. I hope I said that right. Off season, J. Cole, Isaiah Rashad, Plugs, I Met 2. I think I said that right. And then Bo Jackson. I hope I said that right, Matt. But yeah, so I pretty much had those honorable mentions in the comments. But yeah, go ahead, Suzie. Go ahead and drop your top 5. Cause you said you have
So,
hip hop albums?
well,
Yeah,
I have like a
let me get
couple
my
of
notebook
honorable
out.
mentions.
Facts.
I got a couple of honorable mentions. It's kind of an unpopular opinion, but Tiana Taylor didn't get enough credit for the album that she
Oh,
dropped.
amen.
Nah, she
Hold
always
on.
bring it. She always bring
Amen.
it.
Wait.
That album
Man.
has so many fucking bangers from start to finish. First off, how she started with her intro, that was just like, if you listen to it, it started off with her and how she had her daughter or whatever in the bathroom, started with the 911 call and all of that, and it just went into like pure greatness for me. So Tiana Taylor is one of those artists. Her production, her musicianship, her everything that she does like in concert is fucking ridiculous. So if you've ever seen her,
artist,
everything,
dancing. She
uh,
touches it all
of it.
Crazy.
Down to what she wears. It's all of a story. So that was an honorable mention because that came out in 2020, and I'm like, damn, I'm still bumping this shit like it came out yesterday. But okay. Vito is another honorable mention because that came out in 2020, and that album for me, the For Me one, is fucking flames. I don't know how many of y'all have heard it, but that's a good one for me. I'm gonna give you one hidden gem honorable mention from 2020. So if you know Amber Riley from the whole Glee thing, she came out with a debut album. Now she's only calling herself Riley. There's a couple hits on there. If you've never heard that.
I mean, I got the Apple playlist open right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because me and Clue do this like all the time. Like sometimes I won't even say like hi. I'll just be like, Luke, see this?
I do all the time.
And then he'll send it back. Okay, so Hotels for me, Jasmine Sullivan was just a good album. So I like that album. I feel like Giveon had a really good album.
Wow, yeah, he went bonkers.
Yeah, I think he had to though.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah,
I mean, that's why he's gonna win New Artist of the Year any competition because he banged that out. He definitely deserves it.
Yeah, he's a nut.
Eric Bellinger just dropped the whole album, and he had Hitmaker on the entire thing. So I don't know why. I don't know if he just didn't like promote it good or what, but there's some pretty good bangers on there too. So here's my hidden gem of 2021 is Rosemary. I think I sent that to you, Clue. I don't know if anyone's heard of her.
Rosemary.
Yeah, Rose.
You can write it in the chat.
Huh?
Oh, I don't know if you see the chat or not.
Oh no, I can't see it. But the album is called Synergy. That shit is crazy. I haven't heard that type of. It's like R&B. It's like R&B.
No, like more like is it on like a sexy R&B vibe? Is it on like a sad like R&B vibe? You know, it broke up.
So it's real hard to kind of explain it because it's mixed. So the first song that's on the album is called Confessional, right? And it's pretty much talking about how she was going through like a depression. She was like suicidal. Her sister was suicidal. They didn't know it, and then it flows into like sort of like a breakup, getting over a breakup. And then she did a song with Juvenile on there and did like a play on slow motion. So it's just like you kind of just have to. So like for my fifth one, you gotta listen to it. So for my fifth one, I couldn't choose. I sent you that Jam and Lewis that just has a collection of people on it, and then Snow dropped the new album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her shit was hard. I liked it.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say Snow. But then
Yeah,
I had to
she's
say
not.
Sinead
You know,
first before I said Snow.
on top
Yeah,
of
I
the
was
Snow
like,
album.
opinion, I didn't really like that Snow album too much.
there's a
it was
Didn't.
like they had a couple bangers on it, and I
it
think
was
you
a
Yeah.
have to listen to it like 4 times because it took me the first time.
good
I was like,
4.
no, because
Yeah, you gotta let it
here's the
sit,
thing.
brother. You gotta let it sit.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Maybe I
Like
need to go back
Gotta
to it.
you
marinate.
look at it compared to the other album, right? We talking
Yeah,
about
it's gonna be.
Toronto, right? Come
And
on,
that's
That,
probably
these
the
albums
issue.
was giving you feels. I
yeah,
mean,
that
like
last
Yeah.
album was
you
crazy.
The
That last
feels.
album was crazy.
and,
Yeah.
and so yeah, her last album was crazy. So when I heard this one, I was like, it's not giving what it was supposed to give. The third time I listened to it was when I finally found like some of the songs that I was like, oh man, this good. I don't know like why it's good, but it's
Yeah.
good. So
Okay,
yeah, I
I'm gonna
definitely
try to
agree.
give
That's
it.
a
It was
valid
definitely. It
point.
was more bright. It was more bright.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if she was trying to go for universal listen,
I was gonna,
Mhm.
yeah, like what?
because
That's probably what it was.
but I feel like the last album was universal, but we're not looking at her numbers. So
Mhm.
I don't know if she was going for more of a universal listen because even like some of the things she was doing, like Jasmine Sullivan, for example, she did all her ranges, all of her skills you could think of that she could do
Jasmine
vocally,
is
she did it
vocally
in one
nuts. She's
album.
vocally
And then
crazy.
Snow,
Ridiculous.
she has these different things that she was great at, and you could hear it in all these albums. And then you don't get that in this last
Yeah.
album. You get kind of like two-sided, not one-sided, but two sides. You get two
Mhm.
sides there, and
I
then
think Snow fans were just happy that she dropped something new, and we just wanted to love it.
amen.
So that's
Yeah.
what I think happened.
I think that's what happened with me when I started listening to Sinead too. I was like, oh wait, she dropped something new
Right.
in 2021. Let's go.
Mhm.
Definitely.
You got another one, Susie? Oh, you all done?
You got all the hidden gems. You got a list.
Yeah,
I want to
you
hear some of these.
everything you drop, everything.
Go ahead, drop them
No, I
things in
need
the
the
chat.
name. I need to type the name
Yeah,
of the
go
person
ahead,
that
drop
got
them
the
things in the
Synergy
chat.
album.
Yeah.
Synergy
I don't know
by
how
who?
you drop it in the chat. Where else?
Now, well, I'm on a computer, so.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, I can go ahead and slide into mine. Yeah, so there was a few that I'm glad y'all said that I was like, ain't nobody gonna say these, but there's definitely some that yeah, man, y'all caught me off guard. So some honorable mentions. First one I'm gonna say is Thundercat. It is what it is.
Oh,
So that was a 2020 release, and so
nasty for that one.
like I work a desk
Ooh.
job, right? I work a desk job. Oh, I used to, and like I used to just play music in the background. That would just kind of like be something real good. Usually it'd be some like lo-fi shit. But when I found that album, I was like, for one, I couldn't work because I kept like kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Because like
The homie started to have a feeling in his chest, like, what's going on?
I'm trying to tell you, man, like that is one of the most underrated. I don't even know what you would consider him. I think I would guess I would consider him an alternative artist, but like he's just on some other shit. But anyways,
what's
shout
it
out to
called?
Yeah, definitely alternative. More like alternative R&B even.
Yes, definitely alternative.
Alternative soul, yeah, you could do that
Mhm.
too. He could
Yeah,
be
so
under there with Bootsy Collins and Silk
What's
Sonic
the
and
what's
them. So.
her name?
yeah, Thundercat.
Thundercat.
It is what
Yeah,
it
he
is.
nasty.
You gotta listen to Do
Actually,
Rag
you know
first.
what?
That's
Just
gotta
type
be
in
the first.
Thundercat.
That's gotta be the first song you listen to.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. That was
Oh
Do
yeah,
Rag. That was him. That's who that was.
Do-rag.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Listening to
Man, that's
Do Rag. Yeah, that one.
it's all about the confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Him and Flying Lotus kind of fall under the same type of
Mm-hmm.
ordeal.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine?
Even
a
Black
Burna Man?
Pumas, right? You would consider them under that too.
Who?
Black Pumas.
Mhm.
Yes,
That's a whole
definitely.
group though. It's not just one, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be
That
crazy.
sound, yeah.
Like, can you imagine? Like, I'm sorry to get off topic a little bit, but Thundercat, Free Nationals, and you know who was the third? Who was the other cat we just mentioned?
They
Flying
tour
Lotus.
all the time
Yeah,
together.
Flying
Free
Lotus.
Nationals
that was
and
just crazy.
Thundercat.
And I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
But,
I've seen all of them together. Well, not on the same
Right.
stage, but
But
one went on, then the next one came on next. You know,
yeah,
he
as
did
that
his set.
should.
Gotcha.
Keep the
Gotcha.
vibes going. Keep the
Yeah.
vibes going.
All right. So the next honorable mention is gonna be I want to say it's called Stained Windows, Phony People. So the group is called
Okay.
Phony People. It's a
Ooh,
Yeah, I love
so
Phony People. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So they are
you
like
put me on to Phony People with that way too far. Because I remember you were telling me like a story about it, like way back in the day, and you were like, "This is one of the songs that had got me through like a really hard breakup or something along those lines. I think I remember that. And I was like, damn, I'm kind of going through something. Let me listen to it real quick. And I was like, okay, we'll play a couple times. And it really like did, but it's a whole different type of vibe. That song. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
song, that
definitely,
song
you
is
definitely
completely
got these
different
good
from everything
honorable
else on the
mentions.
track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only People is definitely a good one, and the last one is just gonna be just real quick is 6 Piece Hot by Six Slack or Black.
Black.
Yeah, so that was
Okay.
like
Right.
that one. I really feel like he opened up lyrically to a place where like people didn't really know he could go. And I think that like for one, nobody knew like, okay, you a singer, you a rapper, or you a Draker, like what are you really doing? Like what side are you on? And even recently he dropped something on this song called Rap Caviar where it was him and Boogie.
West Side Boogie, yeah, they went crazy.
They went crazy on that. So it's like he shows a different side of himself. But anyways, segueing. So my number one album, which has already been mentioned and talked about in depth, but it was Tyler the Creator. Honestly, like I
And
played
we
that
all on
album.
that
Like,
one.
I mean, anybody that got in the car with me, I was playing that album.
Bro.
I mean, like Corso, every time it comes on, it's like the first time. Like I get chills and shit. What's
Oh,
the
that
other
nigga had
one?
an 8-minute song. I listened to the whole thing.
That's when you know it's good. You like take a little bit to come back, but all
Right.
right.
It's like he got his mom on there, and then he also dropped a lot of things that, just I feel like he was open, he was vulnerable about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, everybody that I love, I had to love in the shadow because he wasn't
Mhm.
out about his sexuality at the time. But at the same time, he's always been talking about it, but
Yeah.
nobody really paid attention to it. So
I
it's
mean,
kind of
I
like,
mean, it
all
sucks
right,
to be in the industry though, because it seems like
I
the
can imagine.
moment you say something like that, it's like,
They own
dang.
you, yeah.
For a lot of
Yeah, I
ties,
mean,
yeah.
all the industries from football, basketball, baseball,
Anything with
anything in the
masculine
entertainment.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
crazy part is
It's true.
you got people that just say shit straight out, but nobody wants to question it. Like,
Yeah.
Biggie said, "You so fine, I suck your daddy dick." But I'm just saying.
Yeah. Nah.
So,
Hey, all my East Coast friends try to go past that line every time. Like,
yo,
nah,
what he was
fam.
really trying to say was,
You ain't
nah,
even
what he
understand the
said was,
concept.
But
Like,
that's
nah,
what he
nigga.
said though.
No, that's what he
right.
definitely said.
So next after that, I'm gonna have to go with the Off Season by J. Cole. So I was definitely proud of that album. I was looking forward to that album and being like I would say a true J. Cole fan, following him from like the very beginning. I feel, and of course, you seeing you literally seeing the come up. You know what I'm saying, from all the way before Friday Night Lights and uh uh uh
We pitched
was
the
it the
album.
warm up, so yeah, starting,
No.
saying all the way from pretty much there and coming up, I feel like it was just a beautiful ride. And he's pretty much saying like, I'm at this point and I had to realize I need to put something out to be relevant, and I'm gonna show y'all that I can really still do this shit, but I'm also about to take a leave because I got a whole team that's about to blow y'all out the water too.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely respected that exchange from him. And
Dreamville is definitely
Dreamville is just
Yeah, they be trying to get
Yeah.
powerful, powerful group.
man, I mean, yeah,
Like, I
definitely
mean,
shout out to
Yeah.
from
Dream.
R&B
Yep.
through.
Ari, Jid,
Yeah,
fucking
Ari is nuts.
Ari Lennox.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, she the
yeah,
one. She the
Definitely.
one. She the one
yeah.
over there. For
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
She definitely, and I feel like all of them just have like they're all gonna have their own individual moments of that pop, and it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be great. Yeah, definitely shout out to Dreamville. So next with that one is going to be Giveon. So yeah, Giveon was definitely on there as
Animal.
my number
Mm-hmm.
three. I feel like he brought R&B back for me with male R&B
Absolutely.
artists. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
he
You know,
also brought
I'm a
And
little
deeper
biased
register.
there. I'm a little
huh?
biased because Gallant came out, and I feel like people don't
Oh,
listen to
I
him
forgot about him.
I
and don't
did listen
realize
to
that
it.
the
Yeah, I
power
did.
He
of
just dropped a
his.
new album.
I know.
Mm.
I got your back. Yeah, like he dropped the album and it just feels like it disappears and dissipates.
Whew.
I
Oh
That
feel
yeah,
like he's just
Julie
not
on
under
that
the right
album,
label.
I feel
I
like
agree
it's
with
all about
that.
that advertisement. Like if it's not advertised right or if
Yeah.
it's not really done right, then people ain't gonna get to it. Like Giveon, his
Yeah,
setup
and I think it's
was
his
crazy
label.
from
They
the
put it in
beginning.
out
Like
there. I mean, like
ever since
you
we heard
hear
him on
nothing but
Big
him on
One,
TikTok.
ever since we
Yeah.
heard him on Big
Let's
One, we were just ready for him. And
Damn,
yeah,
I
Hey,
so
his
next
forgot
one,
team
about
strong. He got a strong
God.
team.
mm-hmm.
the next one for me is gonna be Lucky Day, Table for Two.
Oh
Oh,
So
Oh,
no.
that one
you know
right
they
okay.
there,
had
I
some
feel like
bangers, some
I feel like
bangers.
honestly all of them were bangers, honestly, because I feel like for one, it was a genius play to do a feature on every song and they have a different female artists on every song, and then also for them to be from all over. I want to say he did a feature with somebody from the States, somebody from the UK, a young lady from Africa. Like he had, Ari Lennox was one of them.
He brought diversity.
He brought
Yeah, he did. I
diversity, and he
definitely
brought the
agree with
different
that.
signs. You know what I'm saying? And also, he's just a type that he's almost like, I feel like he's on the way of being a smooth, almost like a level of Tyler on the R&B side, because if you realize what he does and even the way he presents himself, he does look different. He does a lot of different things, and he does things that a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with. Like in his visual for his song, he was playing the female role, and he was doing, you know, what would be considered feminine things, but if he was playing a role, you know what I'm saying, it was part of the video. But a lot of people would have been like, man, I ain't doing that shit. It was genius. It was fucking genius. It went. So anyways, yeah, shout out to Lucky Day. And the last one, I kept that fifth spot open for a while. Because I was hoping that one of y'all were gonna say something. I was like, oh, I gotta plug that in. But as I was thinking about it, I thought about an EP, and I know I sent this to Suzie because I was listening to it and I was so hyped, I almost wrecked my car. But, so TDE, they just dropped, or they just signed a cat. His name is Ray Vaughn. He's from DC. So he had an EP called Peer Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That EP, I'm trying to tell you, every single track, honestly, like it just went. It just completely went. I feel like all three tracks almost kind of even went to a different, I wouldn't gonna say a different coast, but everything didn't sound like your typical West Coast artist. Or, and honestly, I almost honestly, some of those tracks I was like, damn, like if this is what you're gonna put on the EP, what the fuck is the album?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get a lot more personal because he got a lot of deep stuff shit to say. Like listening to his freestyles and like how he going into detail, and he not just like you. He giving you visuals and he giving you bars, and it's like the one he did on the LA Leakers. He went bonkers on it. If you ain't seen that, y'all should watch that. He went crazy.
Yeah.
Go should follow LA Leakers on Twitter, and then they posted.
Oh shit! I need to get on my Twitter game. I ain't know.
You sleep. That's where you get everything.
That's
first.
where you get everything.
Fuck yeah, no,
everything.
Get you can't be podcasting with no Twitter.
When like Lil Baby was freestyling that one time about some girl, they tweeted that so much, bro. I was like, it was crazy.
I might have to get on that.
You podcasting too? You better get a Twitter.
Hey, I'll take advice anyway for sure, man.
Look up, give me advice.
So, hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in, like for real. It's been a great conversation. This is the first time I was gonna run it. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, I invited 4 people. At least one person gonna drop out. You know how that shit goes, but everybody showed up. So I really appreciate y'all. And everybody that tapped in. Once again, this is Clue the Motherfucking Dime, Black Wall Music Podcast. Thank you for all the people that showed up, all the comments going crazy. I'm gonna try to do this more often, and you know what I'm saying, have
you should.
Yeah, we
definitely you should.
But I might start. You boy, if you don't come on this show for you to do it one time.
Right.
You heard?
We need to talk about some good R&B, some Lucky Days. About productions.
Yeah, come on.
I can imagine like the different, not just 2021. If we were getting into that, this shit can go for like a whole nother hour.
If we started talking about like across the board, man.
Yeah. Whole different breed of music for me.
It's so
definitely
much.
Do some stuff like, any future podcast where we all just like pick a topic or something and just all break down an album or something like that.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope. Yeah, that would be
throughout the week and kind of, get our perspective on it.
Yeah, pick an album. We got it.
First, I'm gonna hit up all y'all offline because I have to figure out how to get all of y'all on the same platform so I can send out one message. Get
a Twitter.
That's valid. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hey, but I really appreciate y'all tapping in again, man. I hope y'all have a good night. Everybody that's in the comments, I appreciate y'all. Black Wall Music Podcast, Clue the Motherfucking Dime. We out of here.
We out.
You're